good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all. And we're live.
Yeah. What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. I'd apologize.
There's a point in the joke where you stop. Like, oh my gosh, your comedic timing is terrible. Stankonia.
Yeah.
We're going to review the classic. And for Stankonia, this is the fourth studio album from Outkast, released in 2000. And at least for me, this seems to be the peak of their creativity prior to their second to last album, Speakerboxxx and Love Below. And subsequently, like the lead up to what would cause them to kind of break up and stop collaborating as often in the music industry. And so there's a lot of reasons why this album is a classic. As far as like history and the process is concerned, it was a two-time Grammy-winning album for Miss Jackson, and the album overall, Best Rap Album, is what they won, and Best Performance for a Duo. And then they had several hit records out of the project, including B.O.B. and So Fresh So Clean and Miss Jackson. And their process was a little bit different. They locked in Stankonia Studios in Atlanta with the Dudgeon family, and I think there's another producer, I can't remember his name, Earth something 3 or whatever, but what that whole situation, that recording situation, allowed for some liberties to be taken and allowed for some creativity to be stretched, because they didn't have any true time limits on how to put this album out or how to create this album. And so we're going to talk about the musicality of the project, some of the things that stand out production wise and lyrically. We're going to talk about what we think about the project as individuals and how it impacted us, and go from there. So let's start with the musicality. What stands out for you, production wise, lyrically, that type of thing?
This was at the time, the most rock sounding, in a complete sense to me, that they had kind of done, with a lot of the songs that weren't the mainstays of like Miss Jackson and So Fresh So Clean. There was this experimentation from Andre that was very apparent, and it was seemingly this thing of him trying to like find his voice. And I can hear those portions of it where I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing. Also, I feel like Dre really fully stepped into like the Sir Lucius left foot, and like it felt more like a character. It felt like all of these different like nicknames and monikers that he had felt very, very, very musically present. So it's like if you're talking about Alcohol Before I Come, or even like Spaghetti Junction or Snapping and Trapping, there's like these building blocks that I can hear a lot of like the Purple Ribbon Army stuff that that Big Boy would go on to do later. I can hear the Love Below. I can hear Speakerboxxx, because like there are just so many things that they're like playing with. But what was noticeable musicality wise for you?
I think this is standout. This is like a elevated version of their type of rap, right?
Yeah.
they've always stood out as individuals, as a sort of now coined alternative hip hop, alternative rap group.
Hmm.
But that wasn't like that at the time.
No.
At the time, people was like, "This is hip hop. Like this is what hip hop is, and it has all of these elements, regardless of the genre bending and infusion of different like funk and rock and like psychedelic type of vibes they give to it. This was something that was kind of important to culture and important to sound for these types of artists to be highlighted, and I would say also noticeably successful, right? Because it wasn't the gangsterism or the like the foolishness, so to speak, it wouldn't put to a forefront, right?
Right.
These are just guys that like could rap good or artsy, and they they were cool with being themselves, and them being themselves is the primary thing that is important to like
Yeah.
model for the listener. I think on top of that, the runtime is a little long, but it's long because of these standout like skits that are extremely entertaining,
Yeah.
and like
I agree.
you see some of the same people that did these skits. Like Ludacris also did a bunch of skits throughout Word of Mouth, which was released around the same time, and like those that type of energy coming from the South and coming from a creative project is the album listening experience, which is why I think the album did so well commercially.
What is our next point? Because my brain just froze.
So that, but also production wise, right? Dungeon Family, Rico, rest in peace. Rico and the rest of the Dungeon Family, Sleepy Brown, like
Yeah.
those folks, Goody Mob,
Yeah.
being involved in this project. That whole cohort of like collaboration is a thing that makes this album very successful, because it's not just one view of Atlanta and the South. It is like multiple points of view within one project, and so I think that is important. I think what we're gonna get to is like, how does this impact you, right? Like,
Yeah.
what was the impact of this album for you?
Impact at the time was like kind of like with Country Grammar. There was the singles just had this big impact. You know, I'm a teenager. Like I'm like aware of the music that I'm listening to in a more personal way. I'm also like having more songs that I can just sing. Like singing Miss Jackson just felt like one of the funniest things to do at the time. Like whether it's remix it to whatever you wanted to remix it to, but like this call and response, just I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, I am for real. And I don't know any of this. I don't know any of what you're like talking about. Like I get what you're discussing, but I ain't got no baby mama problems.
Yeah,
But the song still feels good.
yeah,
And then like So Fresh and So Clean is the song like every like you doing the whole dance from the video at every dance I could possibly get to. Anytime I hear this song, whether it was when the album dropped to like no matter where they played it, it was ringing. And then like hearing Bombs Over Baghdad and being like introduced to these funky rock, like fast paced songs that just felt like the best kind of energy. So it's just an impact all over because they were, again, it's the South has something to say, and there were a lot of Southern people saying it, and they were in that year, for me, the pinnacle of that.
yeah. So for me, it's a little bit different. I see this I see this project as like a masterclass in songwriting.
Hmm.
It's also a masterclass in like rap performance because trying
Yeah.
to trying to rap big boys bars at any point in time is a lyrical feat in and of itself. He is in every single beat and rhyme pattern that you could think of out
Facts.
of out of a project. And so I use this album as a way to kind of understand, like in my earlier days of starting to make music. I was in
Hmm.
middle school at the time, but like as I was learning how to write
Hmm.
songs, I was studying this album. I was studying Ludacris word of mouth. Those were some of the things that I would learn and memorize in order to like pattern my own writing after.
As you said, it makes me laugh because my model and framing during those times would have been wobbly, wobbly, drop it like it's hot. That was showing my writing. Like I, no structure whatsoever. It's just whatever it is that I could like come and think of. But this just like I don't know. It also felt like empowering in the
Hmm.
time. Like So Fresh and So Clean felt like it felt like like walking up to another black man and be like, oh, okay, I see you. I
Hmm.
see you, bro. Like, I don't know how you embody that in a song, but you did.
Yeah.
And then like even Miss Jackson, right? Like it's technically a sad song about dealing with, uh baby mamas and relationships and how that stuff kind of goes. But like all of us are sitting here, I hope that I feel like this forever, 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 ever, forever, ever. And there's like this thing, like, especially like as a 13-year-old, where it's like somehow Andre is speaking to like adults at the same time, but also recalling to the innocence that I am currently living in.
Yeah, he takes the song into a different place
Yeah.
with his verse, and I think his verse is more so like, why is this relationship going sour?
Yeah.
Not like, why am I so mad at you?
Yeah.
You know?
And, oh man, just I think it's very understated how like you were saying earlier about the songwriting, how impactful it is about how he did that, because that is, I think, a hard feat to do, which is make something that is timeless and can speak to many generations within one like verse.
Yeah.
Like that's just something that is like incredible. And further to me, when I was listening to the album, shows like the genius of Andre 3000 and why moments like this are why we put him at the pedestal that we put him on. Like, and Big should be up there too, but the bigger point is like there's stuff that Andre does that is literally out of this world and just doesn't make sense. So that was the biggest impact on me.
Well, that's it.
That is it. Wow. We did that very efficiently. Shout out to Stankonia, man. 25 years as of this recording prior to this. But anyway, we'll see you guys in the next one. What did you think about the album? Let us know down in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next piece. A one and a two, and peace.
Peace.